We've all been there, right? That feeling of being totally wiped out during the day. But what if that constant, crushing sleepiness is more than just a busy week or one late night? What if it's your body trying to send you a massive warning sign? Okay, let's get into it, because being this sleepy is way more complex than you probably think.
So when I say the word hypersomnia, what pops into your head? Probably someone who just loves to sleep in, maybe hitting that snooze button a few too many times. But is that really what it is? Let's challenge that idea, because the real definition is probably going to surprise you.
And here it is, the big misunderstanding. We tend to think hypersomnia is all about enjoying a super long sleep at night. But look at this. It's not about that at all. The real issue, the thing that defines it clinically, is what happens during the day. We're talking about an overwhelming, uncontrollable urge to sleep when you're supposed to be awake. So the key here? It's a daytime problem, not a nighttime luxury.
All right, section 1, when tired becomes a warning. So where's the line? How do you know when feeling tired goes from just being, normal to being a red flag that you really need to pay attention to? Let's break it down. Okay, this is familiar territory for all of us. Feeling groggy because of a crazy deadline at work, a sick kid, or just coming down with a cold. These are the usual suspects. They mess with our sleep, and yeah, we feel it the next day. But here's the thing. Usually, once the stress is gone or the cold clears up, our energy bounces right back. This is just temporary fatigue. But what if it doesn't bounce back? This is where we need to listen really closely to our bodies, because that persistent, deep-in-your-bones kind of sleepiness can be a major alarm bell for bigger health issues. Things like sleep apnea or restless leg syndrome can completely wreck your sleep quality without you even realizing it. And other conditions, like thyroid problems or depression, can directly mess with your brain's whole sleep-wake system. And this brings us to a super critical point. If you're dealing with daytime sleepiness that just won't go away, and it's getting in the way of your work, your relationships, just your daily life, that is not something you should just push through. It's a signal that it's time to talk to a professional. Okay, section 2, the dangers of drowsiness. Let's build on that last point. Because we're not just talking about feeling a little out of it. Severe drowsiness has some very real and honestly very dangerous consequences. We are talking about a level of sleepy that is way beyond a simple yawn. It's this intense, physical demand for sleep that you just can't shake. And look how it impacts everything. Your mood gets irritable, your thinking slows to a crawl, and even your speech can get all fuzzy. You're not just tired, your entire brain is under serious strain. And this is where it gets genuinely terrifying. You might think you can fight it off, but your brain can actually force what's called a microsleep, where you just zone out for a few seconds. Now imagine that happening when you're behind the wheel of a car. The consequences can be absolutely catastrophic. It's a risk to you and everyone around you. Okay, section 3, the disease of extreme sleep. So far, we've talked about sleepiness as a symptom of other things. But what if the sleepiness is the problem? What if it's the disease itself? I want you to meet idiopathic hypersomnia, or IH. Now, that word idiopathic is just a medical term that means the cause is unknown. So for people with IH, their extreme sleepiness can't be explained by a lack of sleep or sleep apnea or anything else we can test for. It's a primary sleep disorder, and it is incredibly challenging for the people who live with it. This phrase, sleep drunkenness, is such a perfect, powerful way to describe what it feels like. You know that feeling when you first wake up and you're completely out of it, groggy, confused? For someone with IH, that feeling can go on for hours after they wake up, making it almost impossible to just start their day. And here is the most frustrating part of all. You'd think, okay, just sleep more and you'll feel better, right? But for people with IH, it doesn't work. They can sleep for 10, 12, even more hours, and they still wake up feeling completely exhausted. The sleep is totally unrefreshing. They just never feel rested. Okay, section 4, hypersomnia versus narcolepsy. All this talk about intense sleepiness probably makes you think of narcolepsy. A lot of people get these two confused, but they are not the same thing, and knowing the difference is really important. This table lays it out perfectly. Think about it like this. Idiopathic hypersomnia is all about the duration of sleep. We're talking long, unrefreshing sleep.
Narcolepsy, on the other hand, is about the process of falling asleep. It's defined by those sudden, irresistible sleep attacks, which are often triggered by strong emotions like laughing really hard.
So the bottom line is this. While both conditions result in severe daytime sleepiness, the how and why are totally different. They are distinct conditions, and telling them apart is crucial for getting the right kind of help.
So let's bring all of this together in our last section. Section 5, are you listening to your body?
You know, our culture is obsessed with the dangers of not getting enough sleep, and for good reason, but we've kind of created this blind spot. We almost never talk about the other end of the spectrum. That being uncontrollably sleepy or sleeping way too much can be an equally urgent message from our bodies that something is wrong. So I'm going to leave you with this question. We're all so used to just pushing through fatigue, to telling ourselves that being tired is just a normal part of life. But what if that sleepiness you keep brushing off is actually something more? What warning signs might your own body be sending you that you've just been ignoring?